What is up, everybody? So this is episode number 10. If you guys are on here watching this, I'm sorry, episode 11. See, I'm getting behind myself. So this is episode 11. If you guys were watching, I did 2 countdowns because, well, I had to do some audio tweaking. I'm actually still in the mix of trying to fix it, so hopefully it sounds okay. If it doesn't sound okay and it's too loud, you guys let me know. I'm going to turn it down here in a second, just see what happens there. I am solo this time. Mom actually guessed it. She's saying you must have had technical problems. So yes, 100% we had technical problems. All right, so I am on here to answer your guys' questions. If you guys have watched this before, I ask questions on social media, and you guys ask. I ask a question. My question is, you guys ask a question. Anything you want in terms of tattooing or anything personal, even if you go that route. People have asked me if I believe in aliens or what I like to eat. So I get all kinds of weird questions all the time. Some of the questions I were asked this time was probably going to be very similar. So if you haven't noticed, this time I'm solo, which makes it it's going to be a lot different this time. So I do have some trusted companions with me. Matter of fact, I will be able to show you guys here. Let's go ahead and cut to this. I have some trusted companions. I'm not going to be alone here. Today is going to be a good episode because I have my left-hand man and I have, well, I'll show you in a second, my right-hand man here. This is actually a gift. Technically, both of these were gifts. So this is something that was brought to me recently, and this is something that was brought to me today. So I'm going to expose that here in a minute. If you can't already tell what it is, I'll give you guys no hints, but you'll just have to watch and see what happens. So since we're doing this live, if you guys are on here, I'm going to go ahead and do my best today to answer the questions that are up on the screen. So you guys that are watching, I'll try to interact with you as much as possible. Of course, as well as try to get to all of the questions. Let's adjust this here. Get to all the questions that were asked online, of course, because I do that on purpose and I don't want to leave any of you guys hanging. And if you haven't noticed, the quality upgrade in terms of what you're seeing right now, this should look a lot better than the previous episodes just because this is an upgraded studio. We just got some new equipment and hopefully it sounds, looks, and feels amazing. So, Amanda, I'm not going to answer your question just yet, but maybe you are or maybe you aren't right. Ian's on here. So, Ian, do me a solid and let me know how this sounds and how everything looks. This is, like I said, a new setup, so this will be fun to use. We got Brody_Jade on here, Amanda, Ian. We got Susan. So what's up, guys? Dambria, like Cambria, but Dam and Cambria put together. I just learned that today. So she's on here. You guys are all hanging out. So we're going to get right into one question immediately, and then I'll expose to you guys what it is that was gifted to me today. Not only am I excited about it, but I'm technically going to be sharing it with you guys here as well. I got all this new equipment, so this stuff is definitely pretty cool. I'm trying to get it all adjusted 100%. So since this is the first time I've actually used any of this equipment, look at that. That looks terrible. I probably should have done this before we started, but I think it's all going to look really nice. I hope it's not necessarily too dark in here. If it is, I can always adjust things, but it is all coming out pretty good. So we got Natalie on here. Hello, Natalie. And if you're watching, if you just jumped on, we have some surprises here that I'm going to share with you guys. Technically, I can't share it with you completely because this is just going to go in my tummy. And since I'm doing this solo today, I figured it would be kind of cool to have at least somebody with me. Good old whiskey. You can't go wrong there. We'll start over. Dambria is saying it will start over on the countdown if he doesn't start feed. Yes, I did 2 countdowns if you guys are watching, and it was just because of technical problems. So I fixed it, and now I'm back, and we're live. So I'm going to read the first question that was submitted, as a matter of fact, through, I believe, Facebook. And if you guys ask questions on here, if you're on the feed, if you're watching live, you can ask questions as well. And I will do my best to answer all of them, of course. If I don't get to them, remind me, and I will, of course, also do my best to look back and find them. Sometimes I do miss them. The feed, sometimes the questions and the responses and stuff in the comments goes pretty quickly. So I do my best to get to all of them, but sometimes I don't. And maybe with a little bit of this, I won't get to all of them for sure, but we'll see. All right, so here we go. we're going to go with the first question that was asked on Facebook, and it says, for an apprentice, do they learn a little of everything? Question mark. Lettering, traditional, neo, portraits, etc. So I'm definitely, man, that's actually kind of a hard one to respond to. So what she's asking is, if somebody wants to be an apprentice, do they have to learn a lot of different styles, namely kind of the big few styles that are, the most popular, like lettering? It is really a style. I mean, there's people who specialize in it, but if you're a tattoo artist, you probably have to learn that. So if you're one of my apprentices, it's definitely something you're going to have to figure out. Also because I'm booked out for almost a year, so lettering is going to go to you guys, and I'm going to teach you how to do it so that I don't have to. So if you come and asking for lettering, Amanda already knows I won't be doing it. And I've even made people that I tattoo on for years go to some of my other artists in the shop just so that I don't have to deal with it. The traditional, neo, portraits, etc. What she's asking is like kind of like the old school tattooing all the way to the newer wave stuff, the more popular sort of trendy even stuff today. And then portraits, of course, those are hard. So the easy way to answer that is, do I make them learn all these styles? The answer definitely is no. Especially through in portraits there. It's not really something you can teach somebody who's not interested in learning that. It's very difficult, and it's very, that's like a lifelong commitment of trying to learn that stuff. It doesn't just, happen in a couple of years, but definitely traditional stuff in lettering. So for you guys wondering, if you're going to look for a tattoo or you're going to look for an artist, you're going to talk to, somebody at a shop. The best thing to do is pick somebody who has the style you're looking for, not somebody who does really good, let's say, traditional style, kind of American traditional sailor type tattoos, or somebody who does portraits and think, oh, they're going to do really great lettering if they can do portraits. That's definitely not always, and most of the time it's not the case. So I see this all the time where people come in and they say, man, I wanted a traditional tattoo, and that's not what, one of your artists gave me, or even me myself. And I remind them, and I always try to remind them even before we've started, or before we do the tattoo, I'm not a traditional artist. So it's, I'll do my best, and if you trust me, cool, but I always let them know ahead of time. That isn't what I do. I'm more portraiture, realism, and full color. So it's not going to be something that every artist is going to be into. So when teaching my apprentices, or teaching anybody at all, and even learning myself, as well-rounded as you can be, always going to be good, but not 100% necessary. And to specialize in something usually takes time after you try all kind of different styles, and then you kind of narrow it down into whatever it is that, that you're into, or I guess what you want to specialize in, or whatever it is you end up getting good at. So that's how I would answer that. And again, if you guys have any questions to ask here on the stream, why I'm looking off to the side is I'm looking at a screen of your comments. So you guys can ask me there anything it is you would like, and I will do my best to answer all of them. So Amanda's asking, do you ever make any appointments for weekends? So yes, but I reserve weekends really just for my emergencies. If I had to reschedule somebody for personal reasons, or if something fell through, I usually keep weekends to as my flexible sort of days to be able, and it's not every weekend, it's preferably no weekends, but I don't schedule people for weekends. If I do that, if I schedule people for weekends, I would never see my family, I would never get out of town, and I would work myself to death more than I already do. So no weekends scheduled for me. It's only for backup, or like I guess you could say overflow, or if I get super sick and can't make it in, have to reschedule somebody. So Ian said the sound is a lot better for sure. Trying to professional now, I see. Trying to be. Yeah, you're So Ian, I'm glad you're here. You should ask some questions since you're heavily tattooed by me, or at least you should make some comments, let people know who you are and how we met and what it is we're working on. So Amanda, you're saying understandable. Yes, I hope so, because it's also non-negotiable. But I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for asking. Yeah, Amanda, you're probably saying, and we all know he won't do it. Boo. You're probably talking about lettering, because I have sent her to other people to get lettering done, because it's definitely not something I enjoy. So I could answer that. The last question that was asked about teaching apprentices, do I teach them kind of all walks of life when it comes to tattoo styles? The answer is no, but another way to answer it is I try to find out what kind of artists they are and how they'll fit best in the tattoo industry, and let them innovate later once they learn the basic skills, and they can be armed with the skills and the tools to be able to bring their talents in. some people get skills and talents mixed. Skills are not technically talents. Talent would be like somebody has an eye for color, design, or detail. Somebody who has an aesthetic sort of natural, design to their eye, as opposed to learning how to put it into practice or building something or using tools. That would be more skill related. So yes, I definitely teach people the skill of tattooing, but not always the ability to do all different styles. So before we get into the next question, which is also asked on Facebook, and we'll go through those before we go to Instagram, we're going to go ahead and share with you guys my trusty Oregon Spirit. This is an American rye, and we are going to pour a glass now. If you guys are ready. I mean, I can wait if you want me to wait. I don't know. My mom's on here. Maybe she doesn't want me to drink too much, but hey, it's only half the bottle left because I've already drinking too much. There you go. Can't go wrong. There we go. So we got some of that Oregon Spirit for you guys up north. You don't have to give it away, but I know some of you are. So we are here doing this now. Awesome. And Ian is on here saying he's the dinosaur guy. He is the dinosaur guy. So if you guys ever see my Instagram, he is the one that's covered in the dinosaurs. So we're working on that currently. He watches all my lives. I think he might be my work boyfriend or work husband or whatever you want to call it. So what's up, Ian? That's right. It's a compliment. You can run with it. You can even clip that if you want and replay it later for your own needs. So here we go. I'm going to show you guys what I got as well as a gift today, if you don't already know. And that would be this, which is, I'll be honest with you, the only real reason I wanted to do this live today, besides seeing you guys, is that I got a badass gift, and I'm going to share it with you now to show you what it is. And it made my heart sing, if you don't already know what it is. If you can't guess what it is. There we go. There we go. So what this is it's the Washington Commander series. Man, I'm glad my cousin's not watching this right now because he would be super jealous. But this is all the U.S. commanders in history. I guess it would be the Washington Commander series by Liberty Cigars, and it was gifted to me today by a absolutely wonderful woman. And I am excited not just to try them, just to have them in general. It's like opening this box is amazing. So it's not really an unwrapping live show here. This is still going to be the Q&A, but I'm definitely lighting one of these bad boys up, and we are going to see what kind of trouble we can get into with one of these. And I don't know which one to pick. Maybe you guys can help me. Yes, Amanda, you did know it. It is 100% cigars, so you guessed it. Let's see here. I am going to find out how to do this on camera and which one to smoke. I'm definitely not going for this bad boy at the moment, just because I don't think we have 2 hours, but this really warms my dark little heart, if you didn't already know. And this is actually the Washington. I'll be honest with you, I didn't necessarily know that I'm sorry, this is the Washington cigar, but it's the Presidente style. So it's going to be quite large. The Churchill, which is what I'm used to smoking if I want a big cigar, these are usually very big. And in comparison, I'll be honest, this is definitely the biggest cigar I've ever manhandled. And so we're going to pick one of these now. And again, I don't have hours to be on here with you guys, so I'm not going to start something big I can't finish. Not that I have to finish it on camera, but I'm gonna start with something maybe I can tolerate a little easier. So what do we got here? We got a bunch of torpedoes. That's really cool. If you guys don't know what torpedoes are, that's just going to be the style of cigar. So for example, this here is our torpedo. It's very nice. Yeah, this is all very exciting for me. So you guys get to enjoy this with me at the very moment. Let's see if I can get it back together without ruining anything. There we go. We're doing this live. I'm having a drink. I'm having a cigar. It's been gifted to me, so this is really exciting. Just a beautiful box like that this all came in. So thank you very much for that gift. This is really exciting. So let's go ahead and start with another question while I get this bad boy prepared. And first, cheers to anybody else possibly drinking. If you guys are, you don't have to admit it, but I will. Okay. So we'll ask the next question, and then I will answer it while I get this bad boy ready. So on Facebook, she's asking, does the shop do piercing, ? If so, I guess I don't have to say question mark, but If so, walk-in or appointments? It's a good question. We get it all the time. We do piercings. We don't do dermals. We don't do any surface or anchor type piercings. Everything else, I guess you could say standard piercings, lip, nose, belly button, tongue, eyebrows, that sort of thing. We do, but it's always better to make an appointment, just because if you guys want to be sure to get get in. If we are busy and you don't make an appointment, then you're going to be out of luck, and that kind of sucks. So that's always better to make an appointment, even for tattooing or walk-ins. It's always going to be a smart thing to do. And then the last question on Facebook till we get to Instagram's questions. Was the switch, this is actually a really good question. Was the switch from coil machines to the rotary difficult? With coil relying on sound to a quiet machine? That's actually a really, really good question. So I've shown you guys this before on live, so I'll show you again. I'm going to grab here, I'm going to go ahead and grab a coil machine and a pen or rotary style machine. And I will show you what this means, what she's asking. So check this out now. We have a rotary style machine here. You guys don't need to see that. We have a rotary style machine. We have a coil style machine. And she's asking if the switch from this, which we've traditionally used for over 100 years, not me, I'm not quite that old. I'm still in my 30s. If you guys want, in case anybody out there wants to know, I'm still in my 30s. All you young ladies out there. That's right. I'm talking to you. I'm still in my 30s. Anyway, back to the question. This is the rotary pen. So there's different types of rotaries and even technically different types of coils, but transitioning from this to this was quite strange. But because I used this for so long, I adapted so much to so many different variations of this that it was quick for me to adapt to this. But I did notice the hardest thing was adapting to how consistent this is, where this has a lot of variation in terms of like your ability to adjust, where this is a little more direct. That being said, yes, the change was a little bit difficult, but I did enjoy it, and I was really quickly just hooked. It was very clear to me. And she's also asking if relying on the sound was hard to adjust to as well, because these things are loud. These are almost silent. And I'll be honest with you, because these are so loud, you can't really hear the needle when it hits the skin so much because the machine itself clicks so loud. This was so much different because it's so quiet that you can actually hear the needle when it's hitting the skin. And I found that to help me a ton with like fine motor skills, like in trying to do certain types of tattoos, and especially fine line stuff, and doing maybe even portraiture and trying to get really, really perfect shades. This to me seems to be very, very beneficial. But sound isn't all we rely on when we're tattooing. There's plenty of other factors. So just because you can't hear the machine doesn't necessarily mean you won't really know what you're doing, or that you'll struggle, and vice versa. So that's definitely actually a really, really good question. And that was the last question, I believe, on Facebook. So before we get to the next question, without further ado, let's take a look here and see what we can do. Moment of truth. Perfect. Good cut. Not bad. So these I did just get as a gift. So what I'll have to say is I have no idea how they're going to smoke, just considering that I didn't have them in a humidor, and I don't know how they were cared for or how they were shipped. So typically what you want to do for you non-aficionados out there, and maybe even myself, I'm not quite an aficionado, but you want to put them in a humidor for at least, this is tattoo Q&A, I get it, but you're going to learn about cigars because I'm going to share one with you right now. I always feel like Ron White when I take a drink before I finish my sentence. So you want to put them in a humidor and season them for at least a good couple of weeks before you smoke them. So if this thing doesn't smoke well, we'll know why. It's not my fault. And we have a winner. Sorry, I don't have any prizes for you, Amanda, but she said bring cash, and you are 100% right. For all of these questions, if you guys didn't know, it is so easy to answer them with just saying bring cash. How to get an appointment? Bring cash. How does somebody become an apprentice? Bring cash. How does somebody learn how to do this or this? Honestly, bring money, guys. Always bring money. Money makes everybody happy. And if you don't believe me, try it and see what happens. Bring it in. Okay, so again, if you guys have questions and you guys are watching live here, feel free to ask them, even though I'm going to answer the ones that are submitted on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll go straight to this one. I'm not going to go in any particular order here. I'll go to this one because this is a little strange. What What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten? That is a question I've received today. So let's see what I can do with that. I think I have my immediate answer. The hard part is I wish there was something more interesting that I could say is the strangest thing I've ever eaten, because I don't necessarily eat. I'm a pretty simple dude, like pretty basic. So, what's the strangest thing I've ever eaten? You're not going to think it's that strange for you country folk out there, but I went one time on a very, very long bicycle ride, about, well, it was like 1,000 miles for almost a month. And I stayed with a family in the middle of nowhere in Oregon, on the Oregon coast. And they go, hey, is there anything you do or don't like to eat? And I said, no, just whatever you guys make. I was under their hospitality, so I'm not going to be picky. And they made me macaroni and cheese with liver. It was all mixed together. So that's my answer. Maybe it doesn't sound that strange, but I'll be honest. After a long day, I ate the shit out of it. I didn't necessarily like it, but I'm not going to turn it away with all that protein and iron and whatever else is in it. What is in liver, guys? What's like one of the most healthiest things in liver? Because I know that, especially when you're being super active, eating the whole animal is better than just eating steaks and, just red meat all the time. But anyway, there's got to be something really healthy about liver. I'm sure there is, just like there is brains and stomach and all those things. Anyway, this cigar is definitely a little tiny bit dry, but I'm going to light the fuck out of it, and we're going to get it smoking good, and you guys get to watch. Amanda, you are right. When you say gross, I'll be honest, it was pretty bad. Whatever. I ate it. That's just the truth. Put these machines away before I fuck up some shit. But it was pretty bad, so that is the strangest thing I've ever eaten. The other thing that I ate that was a little weird was brains, but I don't think for a lot of people that's necessarily off the wall, but that's about as wild as it gets. I wish I had a more interesting answer, but that's it. It's brains, I guess, but I don't think that's that weird. But mixing macaroni and cheese with liver was not the most fun thing in the world. So let's go to the next question. Oh, Cyclops is asking me, you want to ride to Sturgis next year? Sturgis, riding to Sturgis. First off, yeah, of course I want to. He doesn't watch these either, so I'm going to test him out and see if he asked the question, but I doubt he watches these lives, so I'm going to test him now and see what he says. So Jeff, tell me how you feel about that. I say yes, but I won't do it. And the only reason I won't do it is because I have plenty of things already in line for the next year or so that I really got to get to, especially work related, and a lot of goals I want to reach. So it's just not going to be something in my cards. Anyway, I know why he's asking that, so I'm not going to give too much away. But no, I won't be going to Sturgis. But do I want to ride to Sturgis? Yes. Will I go to Sturgis? No. If you guys are watching on here, I'm assuming that's like kind of basic. Everybody knows what Sturgis is. If you don't, let me know. If you're not sure what it is, ask. Ian is also asking a questions. That's a good glass of whiskey. I'm already slurring. Have you gone deep sea fishing? ? Or if you have, what did you catch? Fun factoid. Maybe that's a better question to get to know me. I know I have not. Well, not necessarily. I haven't been too far out on a boat. I've been on plenty of boats, mostly small boats, and I've done lots of crab fishing, and I've technically done some deep sea fishing. But my stomach does not like the ocean, so I haven't done a lot of it, and I probably won't return. I've never tried it with Dramamine before because that wasn't really a thing when I used to go, or at least I didn't know about it. I don't know how long that's been around, but my stomach doesn't like it at all. I like cigars and whiskey, but it doesn't seem to like any ocean-related, wave-related, back and forth. Something to do. Probably my jacked up equilibrium. Who knows? Anyway, if you guys just jumped on or you're just jumping on, I'm enjoying this with you. So I know you're not here, but you can grab yourself your own stogie, which was gifted to me today, and your own glass, and join me in today's debauchery. And ask questions if you guys are on here. That's what this is for. This is the Q&A. So jump on, ask questions. Let me know where you guys are watching from. If you're watching from anywhere interesting or not, just let me know. Hit me up. Let's communicate. Be part of the team. There we go. All right. So anyway, thanks for asking that, Ian. And the answer is yes, and I prefer not to do it again. Maybe with Dramamine, I'll do it again. And here comes another question. It's coming from Instagram. So my historian, I don't know what that name means. If you're watching, you're going to have to let me know next time I see you. She asks questions on here often, actually. So thank you for asking continually. What happened to the early morning talks? ? They became part of my morning listening. I missed them. So what she was talking about was about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I was using Snapchat, I think it was, I don't know, I was just trying it out. I kind of try out all social media platforms. I didn't really like the TikTok, no, not that one, the Snapchat one. I didn't really care for it too much. So then I started doing it on, I did it on Instagram, and I kind of did it on Facebook a little. Where in the mornings I would get up early. I still do time to time, get up really early and go for walks, go for a jog. I quit jogging because I started getting too thin. And I would just do morning rants. So what I would do is I would pick, kind of like this series of doing Q&A. I would pick a topic to talk about, just something that was on my head in the morning with a clear mind, and I would go for a walk or a run, and then during that time I would kind of ponder on that topic or question or issue or whatever it may be, and then I would do a 2 to 3 minute kind of video explaining best I could, like, my thoughts about it, and kind of, it was, I guess, eye-opening type stuff. It wasn't supposed to be necessarily motivational, but it was definitely some heavy topics with like quick little sound bites attached with my opinions. So I do miss doing those. I liked doing them, and I did them for like a year just because I wanted them to like exercise my sort of creative ability to, come up on the fly with interesting things to say. And as you can tell, you're watching me now, so it worked. Here I am saying interesting things. But anyway, yeah, I'll do them again one day. I think I should get back to them. They were a lot of fun, so thank you for asking that. I've actually had a lot of people say that they enjoyed them, so I do think it'd be fun to get back into. All right, so we're going to get to another question. By the way, you guys know that the girls in here tomorrow are going to be pissed that they smell this, and I don't care, so pissed away. Let's find the next question here. It is, what do you do with people who come in for a tattoo but don't know what they want? Nat Coots is asking this, and thank you so much for asking this. This is probably one of the most asked questions from customers that are already have appointments with me and already, I already tattoo them. These are, this is a normal question I get asked because I kind of wonder, like, do you like tell people to go home and figure out what they want before they come back? Or how does maybe even one come up with a design or an idea for design? Or is it frustrating for the shop or the tattoo artists? So sometimes it is annoying for some artists to have to figure out your tattoo, or at least your tattoo idea for you. That's, kind of your job. But at the same time, someone like me who's creative does enjoy going through that process with somebody where they'll come in and say, and again, some places hate this. Some artists hate this. I love this as long as I know you're committed to the idea and you're not wasting my time, or at least committed to the open, to getting a tattoo, but you're not sure what you want. Maybe you have some ideas. It's my job to extract it. I don't mind if you don't come in and show me a piece of paper and say, give me this thing. I don't mind doing that, because as long as I can tell you're sure about getting tattooed and you're serious, you drop a deposit, make an appointment, then I don't mind picking your brain and kind of almost digging into somebody's mind to find out what it is that they might be wanting. I think that's actually a lot of fun. Sometimes it backfires because somebody will come in and they'll want something, and you can dig and dig and dig, and they're just impossible to lock down. So as a professional, my job is to then make sure I'm not wasting mine or their time. And what I do is I let them go and just say, okay, when you know a little more what it is you want, then come back. But at least we have these ideas on paper. You could take this piece of paper, screenshot it, whatever, and get back to me when you're more, prepared. I actually like doing that. most artists I don't think do, but for me and other custom artists or even portrait artists, sometimes it's easy to say, like, if it's not a portrait, I'm not doing it because that's all I do now, but it doesn't always have to be a portrait. Amanda is asking the best question of that. I wish I had a sound effects button or a panel. I do actually have one. I just got to set it up. It's part of the new setup that I have been working on, because this would be great to put party music to. Amanda is saying, where are all the girls at? That's a good question, and I'm not even going to answer it because I just like it as a question. So, where are all the girls at? Question mark. I know what you mean, but I'm going to leave it as an open-ended question because, or I'm going to leave it open to people just because I like the way it sounds. And Sachi is saying that she loves the smell of cigars. It's weird. That's not weird, considering I'm smoking it as we speak. This is really delicious. This is amazing. I really like this. This is the Arnold. This is the Arnold out of the this whole setup, the Commander Series setup from I think Cigars, Liberty Cigars. Liberty Cigar Company is where these came from. Well, actually, they came from somebody else, but they were bought to me by somebody from Liberty Cigars. Olin's on here. Olin, what's up, my man? I see a picture of you and a camera sitting there. That means you're still at it. That's cool. What have you been up to, man? Have you been doing your camera work? Have you been doing stuff on the side? Are you still working for a production company, or are you doing your own thing? Got to come in here sometime. You actually got to come in here and sit with me sometime. We can talk about this shit. So again, guys, ask questions. You're on here watching. That's what this is for. This is Q&A live. You guys can ask questions live, and I'm going to get to the questions, some more of the ones that were asked on Instagram. So here we go. All right. So, well, this is actually a really great question, and this is coming from OJ Syrup. Favorite movie and why? And you can always tell the age of somebody because they never put exclamation marks, periods, commas, or question marks, or any sort of annotations like that. It's just text only. Like, why mess with it, huh? Just straight to the point. Favorite movie and why? I probably should have prepared for that question because it's probably not going to be, I would like it to be a monumental answer and some reason why, but it's going to be a dumb answer. And, well, it gives you a hint that the movie is very dumb. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to answer it. What do you guys think is my favorite movie? This is technically the last question, too, to be honest with you. So that's kind of cool. We got through them a little bit quick when they're not too distracted by anything but these two bad boys. My favorite movie and why. I'm going to let you guys guess. We'll see if you guys can guess what it is. Take a wild stab at it. There has to be somebody on here who knows what my favorite movie is. I know what some people are going to say. I'm going to help you right away. It is not Lost Boys, although it's definitely up there. But I'm tempted to say that time to time, but there's a movie I love much more, and it is super dumb. That is my hint. It's super dumb. That's as close as a hint you're going to get. So if you guys can guess it, cool. Also, again, you guys ask questions. You guys are on here, and that's what this is for. This is the live Q&A. So ask something. Let me know where you guys are. Ian, that's such a good, man, that is such a good guess, just because that movie is so good. Braveheart is so good. But you guys ask some questions. Let me know where you guys are watching from. And before we wrap this up tonight, thank you for joining me. Thanks for having a drink and having a smoke with me. This is actually kind of fun to do. Again, some of my new setup stuff allows me to kind of show you guys things. So if I'm ever demonstrating stuff and, on here live, I can actually be, well, seemingly a little more interactive with you. And it's pretty fun. So this is pretty cool. Thank you guys for joining me today. Let's go back to this. And okay, we have a couple of guesses. So again, if you guys didn't get my catch my drift, my favorite movie, I'm going to give you a hint. I should stay on here until you guys guess. If you don't guess, I'll just have to give it away. It is a really, really, I can't stress this enough. It's a really dumb, very dumb movie. That's all I'm going to say. A couple guesses. Braveheart, Ian. That is a really great guess because that's a phenomenal movie. It's definitely one of those 90s, not so cheesy, but kind of cheesy. So, yeah, it's not Braveheart. So Ian's asking that. Is it Braveheart? No, it's not. So David's on here. What's up, Dad? Are you watching from the big screen, from your nice cozy couch, or are you watching on your phone while fishing somewhere out on a river in the rain? He's from up north, so it might be raining there. You never know. He's guessing Lego Movie. Definitely not, but that is a really great movie. If you guys have never seen it, the Lego Movie is very much an adult-seeming movie, actually, but it's really, really good. That one's great. I like the Batman character inside of that movie. That's great. Sachi is also guessing. Sachi, awesome profile picture here on YouTube. That's very nice. Anyway, Sachi is saying Grandma's Boy. Again, phenomenal movie. Absolutely phenomenal. And no, the answer is no, it is not Grandma's Boy, although I quote that one a lot, but it is not appropriate for being live on air. Great film. That is a great one, and it is very dumb. But this one's technically, I shouldn't say this. This one's dumber, much dumber. So good guess. Amanda is guessing Goonies. Question mark. No, but that is a really rad movie. I mean, who doesn't? Well, I shouldn't say who doesn't. I've met someone who doesn't like Goonies. That's why they're not sitting here on camera with me, because they're not allowed to be. Actually, she has been on camera with me before, but she didn't like Goonies, and that's really quite disappointing. So, Amanda, you did ask a question. She's saying, do I have to get touch-ups and how often? Question mark. Amanda's been tattooed by me pretty extensively. Amanda, hope all is well. It's good to see you on here. She's saying, do I have to get touch-ups and how often? So you definitely don't have to get touch-ups. Depending on the type of work, some stuff is a little more needed for touch-ups than others. But how often really is up to you and the artist. You obviously have to let it heal. And really, if you guys didn't know, I mean, if you're tattooed, you know this, but tattoos take a good 3 months to 6 months to fully kind of settle into the skin and let things heal correctly. So if it's anything before that, you're kind of touching something up that you don't really know what it's going to look like when it settles anyway. So it does take quite some time for the skin to go back to normal. And so the longer you wait for, if it's just a touch up, like maybe there's a mistake in it, it's way better if you wait longer, because you could let the whole tattoo settle and see what it really looks like. Because there might even be something else that's going to show up if you don't give a adequate amount of time. So Ian, that was the answer you gave me when you asked. You mean we talked about movies before and I said Braveheart? Yeah, well, I lied to you if that's what you're asking right now. It is definitely not Braveheart, but God, what a good one. Oh, and even though it's not a true story, it's based off some true events, and at least what is true about it is some of the most important parts, the ideas of it, especially as torture, if you guys didn't know. So anyway, that's just a great movie. And let's keep going here. Deborah is saying she loves Deep Sea. Yeah, there's something about that rocking motion just gets me. Sachi's saying Step Brothers. Again, very good movie, but no, this has been one of my favorite movies since I was a kid. So that kind of gives you a little bit. Oh, well, now 2 people on here have guessed it. So let's take a look here. I guess that means I could jump off. I'd say I'd stay on until you guys guessed it, and you guessed it. So I guess I'm asking you guys questions. So by the way, this leads me to my next episode. Episode 12, soon to come. So episode 12, I think, is going to be, instead of a Q&A, I think episode 12 is going to be my Q&A. So you guys are going to jump on here, and I'm going to ask questions, and you're going to answer them. Matter of fact, I might even ask some questions on Facebook and let you guys respond, and maybe that'll be the show. We'll do a little switch, little April Fool's twist around session or something. So Ian's also guessing it. I guess I shouldn't. You guys can probably see the comments, so you get it. But there it is. Ian is guessing it. And Sachi also guessed it. I don't know if it's because she saw you, Ian, but there it is. Dad says he's here watching at home on the phone. So, well, it's good to see you. Even though I can only see the fish you caught. It looks like a sturgeon. I don't know. It's kind of a hard picture to see. But what kind of fish is that, Pops? It looks huge. If you guys can see my dad's profile picture right there, the fish takes up the whole picture. It's like half the length of his body. Tall guy. What kind of fish is that? So let's see here. Olin is saying Idiocracy. I don't know what that means, or if that's a movie. I don't know. Yes. So Brody _Jade guessed it as well. So that's some of these people that know me. It's easy. It's the dumbest movie ever. Matter of fact, if you guess a movie and it isn't right, it's just a dumber movie than that. So there you go. That's the answer. Amanda, hanging in there. It's been a rough couple of weeks. I'm sure it has. I'm just glad to see you on here, and I hope all is as well as can be. Natalie is making a couple of guesses, so she didn't see everybody else's, or at least she guessed after I admitted it. So Pet Detective, close. It's Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber is 100% my absolute. If I was dying tomorrow and I could watch one last movie, drink some whiskey and have a cigar, would 100% I'd be watching Dumb and Dumber. So that's you got it. That would be the movie. Okay, let's see here. By the way, proof that I'm not a lush. We've been on here, I think, for 45 minutes or something, and I still have a nice half of a pour left, so that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Let's talk drone soon. Yes, Owen, you got to come in, man. I have not been on the bandwagon lately, especially with drones. I think you should just come in, dude, because I may even be in need of your help. Just with questions. You probably know more about this stuff than me. Matter of fact, my first drone I bought from Olin. He's responsible for getting me hooked on some of this stuff. So thanks for breaking my bank, buddy. Not your drone purchase, but I've recently bought a few, and they are no walk in the park, that's for sure. And they're getting even more strict about the laws, so using them sucks, so far as I know. Yes, at least Sachi is admitting that she cheated. I love a woman who admits her faults. So thank you. So I asked Pops what kind of, what kind of fish it was. He said might have been the sturgeon, but it was a really good steelhead, really nice summer for steelhead last week. So is that a recent picture, or is that something you've had it for a while? So it just looks like a massive fish with almost like some sort of spiky backbone or something, but it looks pretty big. That's pretty fun. So Olin, you're saying let's do it. Let's. All right, man. Then you're on. That's a done deal. So you guys guessed it. My favorite movie is definitely Dumb and Dumber, and I'm the cat's out of the bag. So these are all questions that were asked on Instagram and Facebook. So not necessarily a whole bunch of tattoo related stuff, but I'll give you guys kind of a nice little almost overview of some of the questions that get asked to me often. Some of these questions that reoccur in my feed, but also questions I get asked daily. I will kind of maybe just kind of brief over some of those, just because I think it's important. Sometimes when I have clients, even when they get asked questions about their tattoos regarding me by other people, it's nice. It's nice for them to be able to know what they can say to people too as well. So for example, how do I get a hold of the guy? Sometimes people ask me, like, what should I tell them? Well, the best thing to do is send them to my website, highsierratattooco.com. That's the best way. Do that, and we will do our best to get back to you. I also want to address one other thing, too, because it's been on my mind a lot the last, I guess, couple weeks here in the shop as a business. There are, and this is maybe seemingly off topic. By the way, guys, this is amazing. I think this is a pretty inexpensive bottle, but definitely a really good bottle. And I don't know how it happened, because this doesn't usually happen on accident, but pairing these two has been actually pretty incredible. And what a cool scene. I got my tattoo machines. I got my Benchmade, which Pops, you up there in Oregon City watching this, I believe this is from your town. Anyway, great knife. But this is just super fun to have this whole setup and to be here talking to you guys and sharing. It's been a lot of fun. Not only has it been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys, one thing I just for fun want to talk about, not because it's pressing, just because it's been on my mind, I guess, is that obviously you guys know you can't make everybody happy. None of us can. Not one of us makes everybody happy. So you're always going to come with, let's say, say you have a business or you're just friends with somebody or whatever. You're going to have those times where people just don't like what you do, don't like you, they don't jive with you, whatever it is. And people have bad feelings and whatnot. When you have a business, I think it's even more amplified because you're putting yourself out there. And if you have a successful business, or you have a business or or some sort of product where it's really popular, you're always going to have. I mean, there's people that hate iPhones, and iPhones, maybe in relationship to other phones, aren't as good to you or whatever, but they're great phones. You can't deny that. They do 100,000 times more shit than phones did when we were kids hooked to the wall. So it's not a bad phone. It's an amazing phone. You're just comparing it. You always have naysayers and everything, no matter what you do, whether it's, one side or the other regarding anything. Is it fishing? It could be golfing. It could be motorcycles. It doesn't matter. There's always one person on one side and the other. That being said, and mentioning that you can't make everybody happy, what I want to say about that is, I guess I should think. There's a lot of ways to answer it. Not only can you not make everybody happy, you're not going to make everybody happy. And for you guys wondering, I'm not interested in making everybody happy. I'm not here to meet everybody's needs. I'm here to do what I want. And hopefully it's good enough for you guys, which for a lot of you it is. And to make me happy, to make you happy. If what I do ends up being something you want, then that's great. But if what you want happens to be something I don't want to do, or any other artist doesn't want to do, then we're not magicians. But also too, you're always going to have disgruntled customers. So that leads me to what I wanted to mention to you guys is you guys should go on Google and you should go on Yelp or whatever platform you can and write a review. You guys should definitely do that. I think that would be rad, especially Google. I think Google's a big one. We get a lot of people, a lot of traffic through Google on a regular basis. And you guys should go on there and check out the reviews, but also write one yourself and hook a brother up, hook up the shop. Let them know how you feel about us. Be honest. I'm not asking anybody to say anything specific. Say whatever you want. Say we're terrible people or say we're the best in the world, which I already know what you're going to say. So that's cool. We're the best in the world. But you guys should go on there and do that. Let's see. A few other people just jumped on. So we have, we read that one. So we got Haley just jumped on. Haley, what are you doing? Where are you? It's 7:30. You're supposed to be here. Amanda is saying hi to Haley. So we have Amanda saying hi to Haley and Haley saying hi, babe. And I'm saying, hey, girls, where are you? How come? Amanda asked her earlier, where are the girls? Yeah, it's a good question. Where are they? Now we have Ian. Haley, you're not even here. And people are already conversing with you more than they are with me. Ian is asking, Haley, why aren't you co-hosting? That is a great question. Maybe even another question would be, why aren't you hosting? Why am I here having a cigar? I should be over there sitting down, and Haley should be here. I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. So, yes, Haley, you should be here 100%. All right, so I'm going to talk about a few more real quick. I think we've been on here for just about an hour, which is about what I usually kind of go for. Haley, that sucks. She had jury duty. And Dambria is, I think, guessing my favorite movie, although we already answered it. Princess Bride, I'm not even going to respond to that, although I've heard it's a good movie. And anyway, so you guys, some of the other questions that I get a lot are things like, people ask, like, how do you make an appointment? Or how do I get an appointment? That's like the most common question I get asked all the time. All the time people say, how do I get in? How do I get an appointment? What do I have to do? Whatever. And they'll most of the time be asking me in my comments. They'll be asking me in my, photo feeds and wall on Facebook or whatever. Well, that's not how you get an appointment at all. The best way to get an appointment, I'll let somebody else answer it. Since I don't have a co-host, you guys could be my co-host. How does somebody get an appointment? You guys should 100% let them know. There's one secret to getting an appointment, and I'll let you answer that here, so that when people watch it and go into my comments inevitably and ask, how do I get an appointment? You will find out from everybody watching. They all know how you get an appointment. What do you have to do? One secret to getting an appointment, besides getting a portrait and asking me for that. Dambra, you're still guessing. Labyrinth is a great movie, but no, it's Dumb and Dumber. I should mention that. So if you guys want the answer to how to get an appointment, it's popping up as we speak. So you guys know it's no secret, and there it is. This is how you get an appointment. So Olin is saying he hasn't seen very much of the van life stuff lately. Yes, I'm still mobbing the hills, but not as much. It's sometimes very lonely doing it by yourself, Olin. So you have to come with me, unless you just know some really pretty girls, and they can come with me, and you can stay here. Yes. So my dad guessed it. Everybody's guessing. Everybody's saying it right. So if you guys are on here ever and you're ever asking, how do I get an appointment? And you're wondering, it's pretty fucking simple. It's not rocket science. It's don't slip into my DMs or my wall or my photo feeds or Facebook feed. Just do what everybody's telling you to do right here. I'm not even going to say it because you should be able to figure it out yourself. Yes, and Haley, you are right. This was originally quoted by you, and yes, it'll stick. It'll stick forever. It's going to be, I think, a thing forever. So if you guys aren't catching on, There it is. There's your answer. And you'd be surprised. I get it asked all the time that, how do I get an appointment? That's fucking easy, dude. Bring a bunch of money. Let me see it. And if you want an appointment with me, not only do you have to be in cash, but you need portraits and realism. So that's it. So those questions I get asked all the time. Again, if you guys are watching here in the comments, I don't know if when I post this, by the way, guys, after we are done with the live, I don't think the comments remain. I think they actually disappear and it just posts as a video on YouTube fresh. So these comments don't necessarily, unless I bring them up on screen, people don't see them. So yeah, they're. I'll try to bring them up on screen right now so people can actually see them. So if you want to get an appointment with me, then there you go. It's like Haley said. It's like Amanda said. It's what Brody Jade said, and it's what Pops said. And there you go. And yes, Haley is the OG. She's the OG of this quote. And that's the answer right there. So if anybody's asking, just tell them to go to hour 1, minute 1, and let them know to watch this video, and they will get their answer. But don't answer it for them unless you just want to tell them bring cash. That's pretty fucking easy. Danbury, you're not supposed to tell people, are you? I thought that was supposed to be a secret. Oh, I guess it's not a secret now. You brought it up, so we'll put that on there. And let's see here. Olin is he's saying, you bring the girls and I'll bring the toys. Okay. You mean cameras and oh, that doesn't sound any better. What toys, Olin, are you speaking of? Because you are piquing Haley's interest, apparently. Yeah. Anyway, guys, those are some of the questions I get asked a lot. They're really basic stuff. People ask you guys questions all the time too about your tattoos. Like, do they hurt? What do they mean? How much does it cost? Who did it? They ask all kinds of meaningful questions and semi-meaningful questions, I guess. And I get a lot of questions repetitively. One of the reasons I was excited to do this live Q&A is because it's going to kind of make you guys more familiar with the stuff that I hear every day. Some of the stuff I hear every day is, it's fine. I feel like it's normal for someone to ask, how long does it take? If they're not heavily tattooed, how would they know? How much is it going to be if they haven't been tattooed by me? They don't know my prices. But some people will ask things like, how do you get an appointment? I feel like if you know how to ask that on a social media platform, then you should be smart enough to be able to figure. If you can be smart enough to make a profile on social media to ask a question, you should be smart enough to figure out how to get an appointment. And I piss a lot of people off, happily, that I say that while holding my whiskey and cigar in hand. What a great gift! If you guys didn't know, that's what this is from today. Both of these gifts. If you can't figure that out, then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm not here to meet everybody's needs. I'm here to do what I love, and hopefully you guys love it too. And then that feeds my kids and my family and makes us all happy. So it's a lot of fun to do what we do. I'm very grateful and thankful. If it doesn't sound that way, I definitely am. But I'm not here to bend over backwards for anybody. And that being said, when people ask how do I get an appointment? Well, I don't know. I guess you don't get one, apparently. Another question I get asked actually often as well is, if they bring in multiple people, if they have let's say 3 or 4 plus people, will I give them a discount? One of the problems is I see some flirting going on in my chat here, guys. Again, you guys don't get to see this, I think, if it's not live. This is something that I think gets hidden as the video gets posted. So I'll try to bring this stuff up on screen and you guys can see it. Because otherwise people are not going to know what's being conversed over in the private chats. So careful what you guys say. Anyway, my train of thought got lost. You guys are too funny on here. And Ian's making a good point. Patience is good for an appointment. That's 100% true. Patience is really great for an appointment, especially for somebody who's good at what they do. If they're good at what they do, they're not going to be available right away, and you're going to have to wait, and you're going to have to be patient. And for that, you'll get a better, most likely, if somebody's making you wait a year, they're obviously worth something in the sense that you're not going to get a piece of shit tattoo. So patience is a really good idea for something so permanent and a lot of times very, very meaningful for people. So it looks like so far I've caught up to all of your guys' questions on the feed, which is good. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't usually do that this well, so that's kind of cool. I'm doing my best. Ian is also right that I do apparently like tattooing dinosaurs. I like tattooing anything challenging. So that's really that's what it's about for me. Is if there's something that's hard, then I'm down. If there's something that's going to be new for me that I've never done, so I can learn something new, that's something I'm definitely interested in. If it's something simple that I've done a million times, it's just I've been doing this for so many years now. I'm not saying I'm bigger than it, or it's above me or below me. I'm just saying I'm no longer interested in doing it. And enough people have voted with their money and their feet that I'm booked out for a year, so I don't need to do the stuff that I just don't want to do anymore. So really complicated shit, hard stuff, portraits, realism, I'll beat that drum forever. That's exactly what I love to do. And Amanda is right. She said that it's very true, she's been gladly waiting 8 months now. Well, I don't know if you're glad about it, but I appreciate you for doing it, genuinely. That means a lot to me. Plus, your stuff's coming out awesome. So, yeah, I'm down with that. Olin is on here saying, you and Cool Hand are the only tats I trust. Better way to put that is tattoo artists, I guess, that I trust. So Cool Hand Luke, I'm assuming you're talking about the local guy here in the Valley. Cool Hand Luke is, I believe, I'm assuming who you're talking about, and his stuff is really great. Matter of fact, I have one of his paintings on my walls just because I really like his work. And as a tattoo artist, it's cool to see him kind of take it from canvas to skin. That's pretty cool. I guess skin's just another different type of canvas. Amanda, we should get your dragonfly wings filled in ASAP. I'm down with that. We'll figure out a time. It leads me into another question, actually, I get a lot. This bad boy is a little dry. It's smoking fine. But if you guys see this, and this is to no fault of any's other than I'm getting impatient and wanted to smoke it today without seasoning it in my humidor. This little tear right here in the paper is probably letting out some heat. So it's smoking fairly decent, pretty evenly, actually, surprisingly. But that's going to be from being a little too dry and me handling it. Matter of fact, I might have hit it on something, I don't know. But that's just from me getting too excited and wanting to dive into it too soon without seasoning it first. You get a big box of cigars. If you guys are just jumping on here, I'm going to show this to you. If you guys get a big box of cigars as a gift, it's like impossible, right? To just put it away and let it season in your humidor. If you're like me, you're going to want to open that shit up and you're going to want to try one. So I did. I tried this one here. This is the Robusto. It's actually darker than I'm used to. But it's fairly small and short, so I think I'll be able to handle it no problem, not get too much of a buzz, if any. Anyway, this is gifted to me today, which is really, really nice. This is actually a beautiful little setup here, and if you guys didn't know, this is the Washington Commander series lit from Liberty Cigar Company. My cousin Dan, if he was watching this, would be very excited to see this, and super probably jealous that I have it, or at least happy for me at the same time. So that's pretty cool that was given to me as a gift. Also, another thing given to me as a gift, I guess I could stay here. And this Oregon whiskey, this is actually, I guess you can't really say it, Oregon Spirits rye. This is really good stuff. Fairly inexpensive bottle, and not trying to sell it. They should probably give me some royalties, but anyway, it's pretty good. So I've been enjoying that this whole time. Oh, great. Now everybody's on here. My Ravens need some attention too. We can talk about that later. Olin, just come in, man. It's been forever. I haven't seen you forever. I feel like I'm an ex-girlfriend begging your attention. Come in sometime. It would be cool to see you just in general, and we could talk about it. Yeah, and that'll be fun. It'd be really cool. I would love to do this on a live as well. Maybe I could do this next time. Next time, my goal is, if I can remember, that's been a long week. If I can remember, I think it'd be really fun to do a Q&A, but from me to you guys. I'm going to start asking some questions and then converse with you guys here. I think that'd be fun, kind of switch the roles a little. And then the other thing I would love to do is do a session like this where I'm actually basically doing live consults. So if people want a consultation, they want to talk to me about their tattoo, we could specifically just do that here and focus on, talking about what you guys are wanting, or even just ideas. This could be vague stuff. This could be something you thought about forever, or something on the fly, short notice kind of stuff, and just talk tattoos the whole time. Just talk about what you have. Even people that are currently tattooed by me, I don't even care. We'll fucking set up appointments right here. I think that'd be fun. So maybe next time I'll do the question asking and we'll talk tattoos and setups, and we'll go that route. I think that'd be kind of fun. All right. Haley is speaking it into existence. Haley is saying we go live together next Wednesday. So the answer is yes. Haley, always, of course. Next Wednesday, live, me and you. Let's do it. And Dambrier, I'm so glad that you're saying this because everybody else has been saying it, and I'm really glad that it's catching on. And I'm sure Haley's excited to see as well that it's catching on since she's the one who coined it. Yes. I'll bring cash and call during business hours. So if you guys didn't know, our shop doesn't have a phone. And not only do we not have a phone, I'm glad we don't have a phone. I know that sucks for you guys. And it might seemingly be unprofessional, but I do have a front door. That's what we made a front door for you guys for. And we have obviously an email and a website. So I built all that stuff for you guys to come in. And I hate phones. I don't like being on my phone. I don't like being attached to my phone. I definitely like hearing them ring. Even my phone, unless it's my kids, is silent. I don't get notifications. But that will change in the future. Just don't hold your breath. For now, we are spoiled little brats who smoke cigars and drink whiskey in our shop. Well, I do. And no phone yet. So don't call during business hours because we won't answer because we don't have a phone. In the future, when that changes and we need to get a little more busy with walk-in type work, maybe in the near future, that we'll adapt to that. But for now, no phones. All right, Olin, you're also putting it into the universe. You're saying you're going to swing by. So let's do it. Pick a week. How long am I have to wait here? Am I going to have to hold my breath? What's going on? And then we have Ian coming in here. So I guess that's a question I have to answer. That's what this is about. Favorite pizza toppings? Man, can I say pineapple? Yes, and I think Haley's right. Haley's saying come next Wednesday, Olin. There you go. Done. Surprise guest, Olin. Well, surprise not to you guys now, but to everybody else. Olin, surprise guest. Haley, co-host. Me, your host. Next week. It's not going to be a Q&A. It's going to be, it is going to be a Q&A. It's questions from me to you. And you guys are going to be giving the answers. And then maybe we'll do some tattoo talk and mess around. And I don't know, Olin, how fancy you are on the old wobbly pop over here, but we can do it. And dizzy sticks and some wobbly pop really can't go wrong. Ian, so what's up, man? You really like the way this looks? It's kind of fun. I have these two different angles. Technically, I have quite a few different angles, but I don't have all the cameras set up. I do have, I think if I can cut to it without screwing up, I have a behind the scenes. What is up with that? This is the first time you guys are seeing this. So this is our behind the scenes. Maybe we should stay on this for a minute. How cool is that? Am I the only one getting excited? I totally forgot I even had this. This is our behind the scenes camera. And here we are just hanging out and fucking around. I'm kind of glad I'm doing it solo. Haley, I love you. Don't take that offensively. But this is awesome. Ian is saying... Ian is saying sushi's better than pizza. Anyways, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure that I can admit to that. But I appreciate you for being so brave to do so. So Haley said it. All right, I'm putting it in my calendar right now. Let's do this. So Haley's saying that she is going to be here next Wednesday. So she's saying we're doing it. So if you guys want to see Haley, if you haven't seen Haley before, I'm putting it in right now. Let's do 5 o'clock, and we'll probably start at 6. Haley live with Farmer. Bring cash. There we go. All right, you put it out there, and I'm solidifying the deal, kid. So there we go. Done. And I think Ian might have opened a can of worms, by the way, by saying that sushi's better than pizza. Maybe that's what I'll do tonight. Thank you for that. By the way, guys, if you're watching right now and just jumped on, I just switched to my behind the scenes. This is my top down so that you guys can see what I'm up to. And then, of course, we can always go to me right here in my beautiful mug with a nice brand new camera. I think, let me take a look at this. Sometimes I have to mess with the settings. I look like a fool doing so. But this camera is brand new and hopefully bringing better quality than what it was before. The audio should sound just as good, but I think I dig this setup. Okay. Yes. So Ian, I think you and Haley are going to have to, you know what we'll do? We'll get a nice big huge scene in here with a bunch of people, and we'll have pizza and sushi. That sounds like a fucking date. Ian, you're buying, remember? And Olin's saying he likes the behind the scenes look. So this is pretty cool practice for me, just to kind of do this camera switching stuff. I don't know if you ever do this live, Olin. I know you do a lot of camera work, but I'm always needing help if anybody's on here and knows how to do this shit. This is my newest addition to the family, and it is a Stream Deck. So I can program these buttons to do so many different things. The main thing I want to do is sound effects, just so that when I want to, I can use them. But I don't know how to program it yet. If anybody's willing to help, I appreciate all of it. And since you like the behind the scenes look, I'm going to leave that on for a minute. Amanda is saying pizza over sushi. I mean, if it's like you decided right now, pizza over sushi, it's a in the moment thing and how you feel. But I don't know, man. I think how I rate things is at what level, if I could only have one forever, what would it be? I don't think I would eat if I could only have one every week, once a week for the rest of my life and never the other. I think I'd pick pizza over sushi. So shoot me for saying that, but that's it. Danbury is asking if I ever do a polar bear. I'm into humans, so I've never done a polar bear. No, I've never even seen one to be able to do one. Guessing you're asking actually tattoos, but anyway, yes, I've tattooed, I believe, polar bears before. I've definitely drawn them, but I'm hoping that's what you mean because I'm not into bears. Wait, Haley, you're confusing me. You're taking, all right, cool. So Haley's going to be here anyway. So it's just going to be us. That's going to be quite interesting. So you guys be ready. Haley will be fresh tattooed. Fuck, that's going to, Jesus. So I'm going to get hit and I'm going to have to also feed you because Haley hits me every time she tattoos me. So she's going to be, rock and roll. Maybe we should go live so you guys can see it. Olin, you are saying that the top down needs to be warmed up a little. I probably agree to that. I think it might be the exposure. I kind of have some of my lights actually a little bit low today. So I'm not necessarily feeling super chippery with the bright lights today. So I'm keeping it kind of low. And then this scene, if you're noticing, is GoPro, of course, and you know how those are. They're not necessarily the best, color schemes or temperature schemes. So it's kind of really warm when I switch to the GoPro, and it makes it a little bit difficult to, kind of match this color with this color with, this color. It is a little difficult because they're all different cameras, but doing my best to get them together. Hey, the audio sounds good though, right? So can't go wrong there. Yes. Ian, you're right. Technically, the air horn is... I had to do it. The air horn's already here. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. We already have those things, but I want to program them into my Stream Deck so that it makes it really nice to be able to use and makes it kind of effortless, and go from there. Yes, that is true, Haley. You will abuse me. So now I'm getting off track, guys. I'm going to wrap this up here in a second. And again, before I do, I really appreciate you guys joining in with me. Before I jump off, since there's a little bit of delay, I'll take my time here. There's a little bit of delay in your guys' comments, of course, to the actual live feed. Technically, there's a delay from when I'm saying it and you're hearing it, and then from when you're hearing it, responding it, and then I'm seeing it. So it's probably a good, maybe even minute sometimes, depending on the connection. If you guys can, do me a favor. Let me know actually on here where it is that you notice that, or how you get notified that I'm live. Is it because you subscribe to my YouTube? Is it because you see it on Facebook? Is it because of the link I put on Instagram? What brought you here, or at least what primarily reminds you and what's working for you that I post that shows you that I'm on here and getting you guys to engage with me. So if you could do that before I jump off, where is it? Where did you guys hear about us? Fill out the comment form below. And I would like to hear that before I wrap this up. I think that would be really cool. So Brody's saying, do your version. I'm not doing that. I haven't even posted that video yet. So we're going to keep that a secret. Sachi, also thank you for joining us here. This is awesome. And Olin, yes, we will get this dialed in soon. I can't wait, man. It's going to be fun. I would love to have everything programmed so easily that, I can just have a lot of it automated to where I don't have to do a whole lot of it. And we'll see what happens from there. So again, I asked you guys, what brought you here? What reminds you regularly that we're doing this? Fill out the comment form below. Where did you hear about us? Was it the internet? Was it a friend? Was it an ad? I know it's not an ad, but so hit subscribe. There you go. I'm going to end it with that. Thank you, Ian. Hit subscribe, and hit that. I think it's click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then you guys will know. That's supposed to be like the YouTube slang. Like, hey guys, it's your boy coming at you live. I'm not good at doing that, at least not yet. Maybe I'll jump up the ranks and start doing the whole YouTube technical YouTube boy. I don't know what the fuck you would call it. So Olin's saying it's because he was subscribed and you just happened to be on YouTube and noticed I was live. So essentially it probably notified you that since you subscribed to me that when you went on YouTube, I'm assuming, again, I don't know this because on my end of it won't show it. I'm assuming it showed you that I was live as like one of your first videos, or I don't know where it popped up at the top, or maybe it just was a small notification, but I'm really not sure on your guys' end how this comes across, to be honest. I don't think I've ever watched somebody's YouTube live. And Sachi's saying she saw it on Facebook. So let me ask you this, Sachi. You're saying you saw it on Facebook. So which part? Did you see it in a post, or are you seeing it in a story, or both? I guess I'm just trying to figure out kind of how it comes across on your guys' end. Since it's just me talking to you guys here, and it's just me solo today, doing my thing, enjoying my scene here, enjoying my behind the scenes. Because I'm able to do this with you guys right now, that's why I'm asking. It's kind of cool to know and get feedback because I want to know what works. Maybe it all works. But yeah, it seems to me like Instagram and Facebook, that's the two places I mostly use. And Haley's saying Instagram is how she knows. Haley, it's because you work here. That's how you know. Yeah, I would really like to, and maybe you guys in the future can tell me what you think about this. I would like to figure out how to stream, not just here to YouTube for you guys and get the comments, but I can also, with some of the programs I have, stream to Facebook as well. So that might actually help to bring in more. I think at that point, there'll be so many people and so many comments on here. Again, guys, thanks for commenting and liking and subscribing and sharing and hitting that notification bell. But thanks for joining me on here nonetheless, regardless of the rest of the stuff. It's pretty cool. And I really enjoy it, and I appreciate all of you guys. But if I did it with Facebook and merged this live feed with a Facebook live feed all in one, I have a feeling there'd be a lot of comments, and I really wouldn't get to too much of my Q&As. But maybe it would be cooler actually to do the Q&A live with you guys with a Facebook program too, and get more of the interactivity with people that are actually watching as opposed to asking the question previously. All right, Olin's jumping off, so later, dude. See you. Cycle Queen is on here saying hi, so hello. Yeah, Haley, you were trying to make me feel better by saying Instagram. It did. It made me feel better, but then I realized you were lying, so now I feel like crap. And I will see you next week when you want to hit me for the tattoo, and literally hit me during the tattoo, and then we'll go live. So you guys are going to see Haley next week again. She's been on here once with me. Everybody loved it. She loved it. I enjoyed it. She doesn't hit me on camera because she knows you guys will see it and then back me up, but she does. She hits me a lot. So I'm her Johnny Depp. Maybe I shouldn't say that. So Ian is agreeing to try different platforms and see what kind of random audience I get. I agree. And just to try it out, especially now that I'm starting this, just to see where it goes and just mess around with it. So, and dad jokes. Brody Jade is also saying it on here. You guys didn't necessarily, we got the bring cash thing flowing, but nobody said a single dad joke. And I'm going to jump off here actually before you guys even get a chance to, but I do appreciate you nonetheless, you guys. Thanks for watching. I, again, appreciate you. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for, going that route. I will see you next time. I'm going to do my best to kind of stick around this 6 o'clock to 6:30 live time. I apologize for jumping on and being a little confusing in the beginning. So, I made 2 intros for 5 minutes each. So it was a 10-minute wait period because I had some technical difficulties, and hopefully you will forgive me for that. So dad jokes next time, bring cash. If you guys don't know, this is Joshua Ray, farmer at the High Sierra Tattoo Company in Clovis, California. we're doing this live Q&A. Clearly, you guys have been asking questions live, but also questions on social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. And next time we will do this, maybe switch it up a little bit. We'll have our co-host, Haley, is admitting she'll be on here, so look out for that. And I appreciate all of you. Have a great night. Have fun. It's been real and it's been fun. It hasn't been real fun. Actually, it has, specifically because of my gifts. And I want to say, again, thank you for that. Thank you for my gifts. Thank you for this wonderful cigar, smoking very well. And thank you for this nice glass of Oregon Spirit, straight American rye. So what a great way to end a show. I mean, you can't really beat that, right, guys? So anyway, we'll see you guys next time. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Hopefully I answered all your questions. You won't miss me too much. You can always rewatch this if you do. And if you're cuddling your pillow right now and saying my name at the same time, then you can always DM me later. Ian, I already know you're in my DM, so you don't even have to go there. I will see you soon. So, all right, thanks, guys, and have a good night. See you.